Welcome to Real Chat,
the podcast where we, Annie and Chad, discuss real shit
loosely related to the real estate industry.
Hello, friend. Welcome back to episode 13 of Real Chat. This would be the podcast where you and I, Annie and Chad, talk about real shit loosely related to real estate.
I thought we had an introduction that said all that.
I think we do, but I'm also just starting a conversation with
and
it
I'd like
this
to
week.
preface that 10 minutes ago you were napping on the couch.
I was.
So I'm worried about your frame of mind right now.
My, do you want to go close that?
I just wanted to make sure you shut the door.
I did, but it's not really all the way shut. Can you reach it? Thanks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know about my frame of mind either, if I'm being honest with you. Procrastination is a problem sometimes. I just guess I
have that disease.
Yeah, and it's like, I've been really good lately, actually. Probably for the last several months, I haven't had any nights where I've been like, oh my God, I have to do this and I have to stay up to do it because I waited until the last minute to do it.
Because you didn't have anything to do.
Yeah, that is not the case at all.
This is a pretty big one.
Well, I don't care whether we talk about it or not. It is a pretty big one. It was a class I was developing that I had to teach at 9 o'clock this morning, and I had done the outline for it. So, like, the content of the class or the structure of the class was done in my head, but I needed to put together all of the peripherals, like the program notes and the slideshow and everything like that, and I just kept putting it off, and
This thought I had last night, though, was what happened to our procedures for reviewing the classes, and I got to thinking about how did that even happen?
I mean, it wasn't it's not a CE class, we will still bring that back and do that. This was a test run for the class. I thought about you
last night, and I thought, how did it even get to that?
The PAG, or the small group that's in charge of the class, I'm leading it, but they had seen the outline and signed off on it.
Okay, so it wasn't just you.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no. It was other people. I had just committed to doing the actual deliverables, right? Which was the PowerPoint and the program notes and all of that. So... And I just waited to do it for whatever reason. I've been very busy lately, and it never hit the top of the priority list until it had to hit the top of the priority list, and that was last night at 8 o'clock. And I was up until 2:45 in the morning finishing that. And then also I just got a new puppy, which I don't think I have said on the podcast yet, but we just got a new puppy, and he's 13 weeks old, and he's a rescue, so he has to be neutered before we can officially adopt him, and that appointment was this morning. Well, unfortunately, I don't get to pick where they go because the rescue does it. It's part of the adoption fee. So I had to bring him to the rescue, which is in St. Peter's, by 6:30 this morning. So that means I had to leave my house at 5:30. So I went to sleep at 3 and got back up at 5 and left my house at 5:30. And then I dropped the dog off to get neutered. I went over. Their furniture installers are at the new office today with the million pieces of furniture.
Not that early.
And questions. They got there at 7:30.
Wow.
To start. And so then I let them in the building and then drove straight to the association to teach class for 3 hours, and then came here and
napped
for only 45 minutes. So it was not long enough, but it's my own stupid fault. And now here we are.
Okay.
That's why you should not wait until the last minute to do things, because it's tiring.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of pressure when you have to do it.
It is. And it's funny because I didn't feel tired going into the class or teaching the class, but as soon as I was done teaching the class, it was like, okay, that's over. I'm done. Like crash, boom, bang. So anyways, so that's been my day.
All right.
What have you been doing today?
Women's Council. We had an amazing event this morning. We had a speed dating.
Oh, that's right. With the strategic partners.
Yes, that was very fun. So each strategic partner had a table, and then we just rotated through. And I've never been speed dating.
Like for
So-
real speed dating?
Yeah, I never did that when that was a thing. I guess I was already married. My husband might have frowned upon it.
You should do, I know he'd frown upon it, but you should do it anyways. It'd be kind of fun, I think.
So we did speed dating which was great. I mean, I
Yeah.
got one-on-one time with every vendor, and every vendor got one-on-one time with every realtor. So some cool stuff. I have some
It's a big value.
podcast guests coming.
Do you?
I do. I'm not telling you who, though. It'll be a secret.
We've had several guests that has said they were going to come recently that I'm super excited about. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what are we talking about today?
I don't know. New office is almost ready.
The new office is almost ready. I'm so excited about it. It is. You haven't really been there much yet. It's exciting.
I know. I just show up when the work's done.
I know.
It works.
You're over here just not 5 minutes ago telling me that I just didn't have anything to do. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've been in complete charge of building out this office and remodeling the whole thing,
myself.
ordering all of the furniture,
That's
all
what you love
of the
to
things. Do. You did get the refrigerator yesterday.
I know, and I am annoyed that the wine cooler doesn't fit in that hole because I remember saying it needed to be a wine cooler.
I'm sure we can find a wine cooler to fit in the hole.
Yeah, for a custom-made one. That's what we're down to.
We'll see.
Okay.
You know, I'm pretty good at that kind of
I'm
stuff.
not putting a little tiny one in there that doesn't fit in the hole either because I'm bougier than that. It needs to look like it was made for the hole. When you told me to buy that little one yesterday, that poor guy at Lowe's.
I felt sorry for the guy at Lowe's anyways, just because he was the unlucky son of a bitch that got to deal with you.
Oh, it was very nice.
Oh, I'm sure.
But he found me one that would fit, but it's like $5,000.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because it's custom. So, guess our wine is going in the fridge.
It's so silly anyways.
Or an ice machine. I only wanted a wine cooler or an ice machine.
You got your ice maker in the refrigerator.
Not the same.
I swear.
So now we're putting trash cans in that hole.
It's actually what the hole was for to begin with. And then
No.
you're like, oh, let's put a wine cooler. I'm like, the refrigerator is right there. What's wrong with the refrigerator?
Maybe we'll do a dishwasher.
Yeah.
So the office is exciting.
It is super exciting. They're putting the desks together. I put a couple of desks together yesterday. We have all of our networking stuff going in. So this office is closing, or will have closed on Sunday whenever this comes out. And we'll be in a transition period. So our agents will be working from home for the next 7 days while we transfer the goods.
Yeah, and just like, is that called Murphy's Law when everything that could happen happens? What's that called? There's a... So we have that. I don't know. It's like...
That's the law. It's another way of saying the law of attraction, isn't it?
No. It's like
bother
everything
me
that
now.
could go wrong does go wrong, or I don't know. But it's that whole everything's going to hit next week. And we did not plan that.
Oh, yeah. Murphy's Law is the idea that anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
And I don't want it to be like that it's going wrong. It's just for us.
Often
It's just
unexpected or
that's it.
unfortunate events in a humorous way. I don't think anything is
So we're gonna make our
unexpected
new-
or unfortunate.
unexpected. We did not think we were going to be moving into the office the same week as the state conference.
That's
so you'll
true.
be gone. Did not think that several clients that we have that have some pretty big deals going on, we're all going to want to do that on Monday and Tuesday while we're without an office. It's just a lot of things at once.
It is a lot of things at once, but I feel like that's been my life for a couple months now, to be honest with you. So I'm getting used to it. But anyways, yeah. So I don't know. The networking's going in Friday, so we'll have Wi-Fi and stuff. And what is the most exciting thing to you about the new office?
I'm not going to say the yellow ductwork,
The gold vent.
the gold vent.
It is funny how everybody that walks into the office, it's the first thing they say. I love that.
I like that we are going to be visible. Like that's my favorite thing. Like it's super legit. Like this office was nice for what we used it for 3 years, but
It's a good starting location.
But yeah.
Yeah, this is super legit right on Highway K. Big visibility, which is
And I like to
helpful.
walk and talk on the phone, and now I can like walk to Fresh Time,
And
Target,
spend all kinds of money.
Kirkland's. Yeah, there's like lots of fun places to walk.
There are. It's a much busier area. I'm excited about the vibe the most. I think that's the same, right? Like
I don't have that yet because I need it all to be in there. And
yeah. Well, and a lot of the vibe comes from the people. So,
Right.
like, I don't think that it's probably going to change all that much, if I'm being honest with you.
Well, the
but
furniture.
I feel like that's my point, right? I think that the vibe, the core of the vibe in the office is the people that we have in the office. But the decor and the environment will all of a sudden fit the vibe that we already have, to me. I don't feel like we have the vibe, like our dynamic and interaction and stuff is not this vibe that we have going on here, this core. Does that make sense?
maybe.
You're not sure?
I feel like when our agents are here, the vibe is the vibe.
It is. Yeah, I agree with you.
Oh,
I'm just saying our vibe is like a level up from here,
sure.
if that makes sense.
Maybe.
That means no.
It's going to be super cool. I'm so excited. I mean, the office is cool.
Yeah.
The location is fantastic. So I just can't wait till we're in and it's done.
You and me both.
So
Very tired of dealing with it. I think the thing that I'm dreading the most is,
I don't think you're tired of dealing with it.
oh, okay.
I think you're enjoying it.
I'm not. The thing that I'm dreading the most is getting rid of all of the stuff we have here.
I know.
Which,
We'll figure that out.
yeah, it's true.
One of our
dining room
strategic partners at Women's
table.
Council is 2 Men in a Truck. And 2 Men in a Truck also now have 2 Men in some junk or something like
Dear
they'll move.
God, that is not their name.
But they'll come and do the junk removal too. So I figured worst case scenario, I call these guys and they move the stuff out.
That's not the real name of their company, 2 Men in Their Junk.
Not their junk.
That is what you
and
said.
Some junk.
I'm going to make you watch. You said there. You said, I think it's 2 Men in Their Junk. And I'm like, oh my God.
And that was, I found that out at speed dating.
That's
But anyway, the
funny.
2 Men in the Truck guys now, we just had 5 houses that we represented that we had to have clean outs.
Yeah.
And so 2 Men in a Truck are now doing that service too.
Junk removal. That's good to know.
I know. That's why I'm telling you.
I got a bunch of crap in St. Clair that I need to get rid of. And I have called
Yeah.
3 or 4 different people that are like, I was hit my
No, I don't know if they'll go
face
to
on there. St.
St.
Clair that say, have Google listings for junk removal or whatever. And nothing.
No, but it is not cheap. That is what I have found. Because I did my rental that I'm selling,
Yeah.
and then I have a client, an out-of-town client that has 4 rentals. And when tenants leave, and all 5 of these houses, the tenants just left.
It's crazy.
And everything they own stayed.
It's crazy how people do that.
Everything they own stayed. And so that's really pricey.
That's so crazy how people just
No, and it's just sad.
leave their entire
Guess
lives.
you just start over.
I guess.
And literal,
but,
it's photo albums. I mean, it's just everything.
Why do you want to do that?
I don't know.
I would never do that.
And it's not like it's one person.
I can't
it was
even-
5 houses in the same month that we were dealing with. All 5 had the same exact experience.
It's I know. When we've had our rentals in the past, I mean, they're typically rentals,
well,
right?
yeah.
All 5 of these are rentals. Most homeowners, I don't think, leave a lot of their stuff, but
Well, no, because if you're selling your house, you can't.
good point.
It's actually in the contract.
Contractually, you would think I would know that. I just taught that today in my
And it's
forms
probably
class.
in the contract for the tenant, but who's gonna go back and find them and sue them for that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I just wouldn't want to do it. I mean, I can't even get you to get rid of Aunt Alma's, Grandma Gladys's, mom's, sister's pictures, let alone your entire life's things.
So don't want to open this can of worms. What's Hutch is in your kitchen right now?
What Hutch is in my kitchen?
Aunt Alma's that I was getting rid of, and you said, "Well,
But
don't get rid of that."
That's because I'm using it. It's not sitting in my basement doing nothing but collecting dust.
All right, new subject.
There's a difference. Admit there's a
I'm very
difference.
sentimental.
You are very sentimental, which I appreciate, but you did get your back room cleaned out before
I did.
the first of the year.
Yes, I did.
We haven't touched base on your kitchen renovation either in a while.
Still going.
Still going. You're really taking that whole choose it thing to a whole
That's
new
right.
level.
Yeah, it's fine. I knew that going in, though, that it was going to be a process. Because I'm using
Yeah, but I thought you told me.
someone from out of town, so I knew they weren't going
Right.
to come, but every like 3 weeks.
I thought you told me they were going to be done before Christmas, though. At one point.
No,
No.
that was not. That was what I said at one
Oh,
point.
okay.
But
Thought so.
On the first visit, he said, "I'm not going to be able to get this done before Christmas," and I said, "Oh, that's fine."
When's your new furniture coming?
Middle of February,
That takes forever, too.
6 weeks,
Why so long?
because you pick it all like it's.
Custom?
So you pick the fabric and blah blah
Gotcha.
blah, and then they make it.
And they make it for you?
Yeah,
You're so fancy.
lazy boy. That's where I ended up.
I know. You told me that.
So
That's crazy. Who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk? I want to tell you, commercial furniture. You should see.
ridiculous. I don't even want to talk about commercial furniture.
I mean, the cost of it is absurd, but you should see the amount of boxes
Really?
that came through the door. Like, I just want to say, when I was there this morning, because backing it up a minute,
We don't even have that much. I mean, we ordered quite a bit on Amazon.
we have
2
one
tables.
conference room table, one bistro table, and then
Those desks.
2 agent workstations, which are like
3.
collaborative tables, right? They have power in them, and they have a divider in the middle of them that can go in and out. And the one seats 9 or 6,
Oh.
and the other seats 3. That's it. I'm gonna tell you, they brought easily 75 boxes.
Yeah.
I mean, every single little screw
So-
must have been in a separate box. And I was just like, I feel sorry for you people. I don't even put IKEA shit together.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
And
Can you buy furniture anymore that's already put together anywhere?
I don't know.
I guess Lazy Boy. I think that's come and put together.
Yeah.
But everything else I've ordered has had to be put together. My bar stools and
Yeah, I think when you buy things online and they ship it to you, that's...
why can't they just ship it already put together?
Well, because...
I would pay for that service.
But one person can't do that. Carry it. Like, if it's put together, it's usually big and awkward, not necessarily the weight of things that causes you not to be able to carry it, but...
Now, this chair right here would be no more awkward to carry in a box.
Oh, it absolutely was. I mean, these came in boxes. I put these
I'm not a
together when
fan
we
of-
moved in here, and
Yeah.
it was a box that was square that I could go like this with. Then picking up this thing and having the wheels hit me in the head and all that shit. Now,
I'm like,
how
I
can you
dream of
don't
Jeannie.
even?
I just go like
Yeah.
this. Doo-doo-doo,
That's the
and then
problem.
It's put together. But now my husband's really crabby about it. And he said, stop buying furniture that's not put together. And I'm like, I don't know where to buy it.
I don't know, because even Ashley Furniture, I just bought a dining room table and 6 chairs for my new house from there, and we had to put that together.
No, we didn't put our dining room furniture together.
We did.
Really? From Ashley? Mm-hmm. You were being cheap.
Well, I picked it up.
Because there's surely a box you can check there that they would.
I did not pay for delivery. I don't know whether delivery includes assembly.
White glove.
Well, let me just tell you about Ashley Furniture. white glove service circa 2021.
When you forgot you ordered furniture?
No, the furniture in this office came from Ashley Furniture, and we had the white glove service. There was
No.
yes,
Because you had to put it together.
I'm aware.
That was like the purple glove.
Yeah,
You didn't spring for the white glove.
that white glove was turned to red because
That was
I
bad.
spilled some blood.
That was bad.
It was so bad.
And I felt bad for you.
Oh my God. That was another one. I was up till like 3 o'clock in the morning putting desks together
I know.
because we had to open, and I'm like, oh my God. It takes dedication to run your own business.
It does.
I don't think people realize that a lot of time. I think a lot of realtors don't realize that because it takes dedication to be a realtor too.
Sure.
Like you got to do it. And it makes me laugh whenever people say that. I became a realtor so I could control my own schedule.
Yeah.
It's not the way it works.
Right?
At all.
No, it's not.
At all.
No.
You have to be dedicated, and you have to be willing to do things when you don't want to do them,
Right. All the time.
and not even willing to do it. You have to have the capability to do it, I guess.
Well, it's just not, yeah. People think that with so many businesses. Oh, I'll be my own boss so nobody can tell me what to do. Well, sometimes I just wish somebody would tell me what to do. I say that all the time. Like, I have never had a job that I clocked in and clocked out. Like, I don't even know what that's like to
Right.
be sitting out on the veranda, sipping lemonade and not having a care in the world.
Right.
There's always one more project to be thinking about, one more thing you ought to go do.
Just a symptom of our personalities, though. Luckily for us, we're both married people that are the opposite. So they balance.
That's true.
That's funny. Yeah, my poor dog this morning, he's a puppy. He's 13 weeks old now-ish, 12, 13 weeks, something like that. I guess he got nervous in the car. He wasn't allowed to eat after 7 last night or drink after midnight because he was having surgery today. But he was throwing up the whole way.
Oh, that's not
Just
good.
nothing. Like, and I don't know. He was just, I felt
Guess
bad
you won't
for
be
him.
taking him on car rides.
It's the 3rd car ride he's been on, and that's the first time he's done it.
Think he knew where he was going?
I don't know.
He was no longer going to have
I
any
know.
2 men and some junk.
He was just going to have a truck.
Poor little fella.
Poor little guy. Oh, I think that's kind of exhausting me too. I'm not going to lie. I mean, you forget when you don't, our dog was 15 years old. So, and as high energy as my dog was at 15 years old, because she was high energy at 15 years old, that's nothing compared to a 12-week-old puppy.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's constant. Feel sorry for people that have kids.
Yeah. Well, they're not all crazy. My dog was not crazy at that.
Your
She's
dog?
always calm.
He's just got a lot of energy. I mean,
Yeah.
he's not running around
I
or
just feel like
anything.
you
He's
just
just
attract
constantly
that.
moving.
And
Oh, I
animals.
do.
Because your dog was crazy. Like, that's
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
energy.
Yeah,
Whoa!
I know. Yeah. I feel bad for him. Nobody understands him.
Kind of like you.
It might be a thing. I'm not going to lie.
You find animals that are just like you.
Yes. Doesn't everybody, though, a little bit, I think?
Yeah, I remember when we did that. What animal are you?
Yeah.
And I came up with yours.
Yeah. I don't remember what you came up with,
A
though.
gazelle.
Oh, that's right.
You wanted to be like something really cool, like a lion or. And I'm like, you're a gazelle.
And why am I a gazelle?
Gazelle?
Gazelle.
Because you're like always running around and fast and.
Those are not good
I'm
qualities.
not going to say muscular because that just sounded weird, but you know what a gazelle looks like.
Skinny, long neck, thin head, big horns, kind of resembles the devil.
Well, I never thought of that. But now that you say it,
Sure.
that was not my thought.
Oh, sure.
It was more of the fast running around.
Sure.
And we're not going to say what you think mine is, so just move on to another topic.
We're not going to say what I think yours is? Mm-mm. Why not?
I'm afraid.
What are you afraid of?
What you'll say? What do you think I'm afraid of?
Why would you be afraid
Okay,
of what I say?
so what animal is me?
I have no idea. No idea.
I feel like I wanted to be an eagle and you laughed.
Yeah, definitely not an eagle. What animal are you?
A big old bear?
No. I don't know. I haven't think about it for a while. What did you learn this week?
Did I go somewhere?
Not necessarily. I just wondered if you learned something.
Oh, we didn't talk about that.
What was that?
Where we went?
You're gonna-
State capital.
Oh, yeah. I don't really want to talk about it.
Okay. So
I was thinking about that the other day because I was doing something, and somebody said to me something about they were amazed at how I explain things when I explain things. But like when I explain something, I explain it literally how my brain thinks about it. And there's a lot of questions involved when I'm talking about something. And so it made me think the other day that that's probably why I learn things so quick. And then
You
it
have
made
a lot
me
of
think,
voices in
because
your
I have a
head.
lot. Yeah. And I think a lot. Like when I'm talking about something, people come up to me all the time and they say when I'm giving a talk about something, when I'm teaching a class or whatever, and there's a topic, I have this way of presenting it and then asking a question that makes you think about the function of whatever we're talking about. So like it's that leading question or that makes you really think about how something works or why something is the way that it is or that. And then I'll typically answer the question after that, like just presenting a single topic. And they were like, it's amazing how you do that. And I was like, which is fine. And it probably is amazing how I do that because I didn't realize that most people don't think that way. But that is how I think. Like if you presented something to me or said something to me, my brain thinks
I'm just wondering how your brain got on this topic right now.
learning. We were talking about learning. But my brain thinks, that's interesting. How would that work? Or how does that work? And then I go through that in my head, and it happens very quickly usually. And then I answer that question, and then that's how I retain information typically. And so I was thinking the other day, I don't think people learn forever. And that kind of made me sad because I think people should learn forever.
I like to learn.
Yeah. Oh, it's one of the reasons why we get along is because we both like to learn. But
I know something I learned this week.
what? I think it's one of the reasons we get along anyways.
That's it.
Yeah.
No,
I said one of. Didn't say the only reason.
I learned this week that everybody should have a realtor. And that's not something that everybody thinks about needing or having a realtor until they want to sell a house. And that topic came up several times this week where people will ask us questions all the time as subject matter expert. And so I thought, that's, you have a doctor, you have a lawyer, you have a lash person, you have, but you only think you need a realtor when you're going to buy or sell a house. Mm-hmm. And actually a realtor is someone great for everybody to have in their arsenal of connections.
It's true.
And we should change the way people think about that.
I think we do a little bit with our clients. I'll tell you they've never even purchased anything from us, this particular person, but there's somebody that I talk to on a regular basis that's a friend of mine that I talk about real estate to, is in my sphere or whatever, called me the other day because he's doing something at work and he needed some information about commercial lease rates in a particular area. And so that was, to your point, it was had nothing to do with buying or selling a house and didn't even have anything to do with him leasing a place, but he was calling because he just was trying to do a report and he needed that piece of information, and I'm his realtor, quote unquote.
But they need to think of it that way. But I don't think they think of it. I think they just thought they were calling their friend. And I was like, we should change that, how people think, because whether it's how their house is deeded, or
Yeah.
what they're going to do, what happens to their house when they die, or something as simple as, oh, my siding needs repaired, or how do I find a handyman, or we have the answers to all that.
Right.
And there's so many other topics that people should have a realtor.
It's true. Maintenance, like all of that. And all of those things affect the value of your house when you go to sell it.
Jesse
so.
just did a video on changing your
Furnace
filters. I mean, like all the way from that to,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to, buy new windows, or, remodel my kitchen, or what things should I do that would add value to my house? Like,
Yeah. Definitely, if you're wanting to know about the value, for sure, there are certain things that you can do and that we can talk about to protect your value, but
and just the connections, and there's not many other services that aren't connected to us that we would help people figure out. So
it's true.
Who's your realtor?
Yeah.
That's what we should be asking people.
Yeah. I think a lot of our clients would say we are. I think our clients call us more often for stuff like that than you think they do.
Well, these are our clients. I'm talking about the ones who aren't our clients.
Well, everybody's our client. I guess not technically, but you know what I mean. If you're in our list, in our circle.
Text me at 636-544-0648 and tell me if I'm your realtor.
Oh, dear God.
But I don't think people would say that.
No?
No. So that was what I learned this week.
That's a good one.
Everyone needs a realtor.
Everyone does need a realtor.
Remember, you heard it here.
Yeah, just like everyone needs an accountant or a tax preparer.
Or a realtor who can put them in touch with a tax preparer, because we'll know them.
Possibly. I'm just... Oh, you
What
are
else?
stuck
What
on
else?
that, my friend. Anyways, that was it. That's a good one, to like those types of things, learning and new perspectives on things. I just have a lot of time to think in my driving these days.
Yeah.
And I was driving home the other day and having that conversation, and I got off the phone and I thought to myself, maybe that does make me unique, like that most people don't think that way or have a desire to. Like, I would be so bored if I didn't. It's one of the reasons why I like real estate, because you're constantly encountering situations that you're learning about, the industry and how people live and what they do with their houses. And that's fascinating to me. Right. So it just is that, desire.
What the title companies do. And, how many times of this year have we found things with title that we had no idea that we even needed to worry about?
Yeah. I also think that one of the best ways to learn things is by teaching others.
Agreed.
Which is funny, because I learned something in that class last night when I was going through that, again, with a fine-tooth comb. I ran across this form that's on the list of forms that's available, and I was like, I had no idea that was the case, which I didn't. It really has nothing to do with any agents or clients necessarily. But real estate brokers in Missouri are responsible for earnest money and making sure that it's handled properly. There's license law that stipulates how many banking days you have to deposit it and what happens if there's a dispute and all of that kind of stuff. And real estate brokers are allowed to hold the earnest money themselves in trust. But there's a lot of accounting requirements and stuff like that around that. So most real estate brokers choose to have an escrow agent hold their client's earnest money on their behalf. So the escrow agents at the title companies are not beholden to the same law the real estate broker is. But at the end of the day, the real estate broker still has the responsibility to make sure that certain things happen with the earnest money. And the title companies don't have that responsibility. So there's no guarantee that the money that you as a real estate broker are choosing to have the title company hold is being handled in accordance with the regulation that you have to follow as a broker. And so there's a form for title companies and real estate brokers to sign that says that the title company is holding the earnest money on behalf of the real estate broker, and that they will meet the minimum guidelines of the real estate broker in holding that earnest money, despite the fact that they don't legally have to. So I did not know that existed,
Yeah.
nor did I know. I mean, I'm not a broker, so you probably knew that
learned that in
already.
broker
But
school.
yeah, but I was like, huh, that's fascinating. I had no idea
Right.
that there was a difference, right? In my head, an escrow agent at a title company is the same as a real estate broker. They're just holding earnest money. They got to be beholden to the same rules. They're not. Fascinating. That's the thing I learned this week. That was like my big, massive hole in. I probably should have known that already. Hole in learning type
Yeah.
of. You run across those big ones every once in a while, but just keep learning. Learning.
No, it's true.
It's kind of like Dory. Swimming.
That's what I do
Just
at night
keep
when I
swimming.
can't sleep. Is a random thought will come in my head, so then I'll just research it.
Yeah.
For no reason
For no
other
reason.
than why not?
Yeah. I'm getting ready to do all of the IT networking myself at the new office.
Yeah,
which
that
is
sounds awful. That sounds like putting together furniture.
I'm so excited because IT is not something that I excel at. Like, which is funny because most people that know me would say I'm advanced with technology.
Right. Like me.
But there's a difference between knowing how to figure out
Back
how to
up
use
my
an
iPhone.
app and back up an iPhone to wiring and securing a network within a business. Like that's a whole different thing, a whole different animal. So luckily,
Well, I'm glad you want to learn that
yeah,
because I do not.
yeah.
I just want to show up and push a button.
I'm gonna like put jacks on the end of wires and everything.
Are
I'm
ya?
super excited about it. I'm totally nerd out about that stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been nerding out about electricity in general lately. Like that's fascinating to me how electricity works in sinusoidal waves and all kinds of
Oh my
stuff.
God! Please
I
change the
know.
subject. How are we on time?
We're there.
Because I'm a
You don't
fall
want to
asleep.
hear about what I
No.
learned about electricity?
No.
My TikTok is entirely electricians wiring houses now. It has been for like several days.
I wish I would have known that. I needed an electrician a couple weeks ago.
I'm not an electrician.
Well,
I'm a
clearly.
realtor, but I know a few electricians.
Well, I thought you knew a lot about it.
I do know a lot about electricity, actually. I know a lot about a lot of things, though. Not a lot about a lot of things. I know a little about a lot of things. I would actually be a really good building inspector, but I don't do that because it's conflict of interest with being a realtor. So I just keep it to myself most of the time. There's other good building inspectors out there that do a fine job for the clients. So anyways, last thoughts for the day as we near the end of this.
No, will our next podcast be at the new office? This is our last one. We're signing out forever.
This is our last podcast at 1116.
It's like the final episode of Friends. We should
I
put a
was
key
just
on
gonna
the
make it
table.
really sentimental, and you cut me off.
Well, you've been talking a lot.
I have all day. My throat actually hurts because I've been talking so much today. I'm so ready to be done with this
I'm just
podcast
trying
because that
to
means
jump
I
in
get
and get something in.
to be quiet. Go ahead, say it. What you got to say about
Nothing now.
the new office or not the new office necessarily?
You go
but
ahead,
this
be
office.
sentimental.
I don't want to anymore.
All right. I was just saying this is our last one. Signing out.
Yeah, it's kind of
I was
sad.
making a Friends reference. You know, at the last episode of Friends, they all put their key on the table and said, "Where should we go?"
The coffee house.
Where?
See you next week in the new office. Have a great
Bye.
week.